may assert dominance quickly. Sigma males play the long game. Psychologists note that individuals with high emotional intelligence, traits commonly associated with Sigma personalities, are less reactive and more calculated in their decisions. This makes their responses rare but incredibly impactful. Let's break it down. You may push, provoke, or manipulate, thinking the silence means you're in control, but in reality, he's mapping your behavior like a chessboard. When a Sigma male finally responds, it's not out of rage, it's from a place of clarity and intent. That's why the fallout often feels so devastating. Friendships end with no closure. Comebacks happen when least expected, and you're left wondering how it all unraveled so fast. This mental discipline comes from a deep-rooted independence. Sigma males don't seek validation, so when they're done, they're really done. No drama, no warnings, just an exit that speaks louder than 1,000 confrontations. So before you poke the wolf again, remember this. Silence isn't weakness. It's the calm before a calculated storm. Point 1. The Sigma's silence isn't weakness, it's strategic power. You ever met someone who doesn't respond to chaos with more chaos? That's a Sigma male. When someone tries to provoke him, he doesn't explode or engage in petty drama. Instead, he pulls back, silent, calm, calculated. He observes, and yes, he's definitely taking mental notes. Sigmas are wired differently. While most people are conditioned to react emotionally, Sigmas operate like behavioral analysts. They don't engage in emotional ping-pong, they don't volley back tantrums or manipulation. Instead, they sit quietly, like a chess master, anticipating your next move. Studies in behavioral psychology actually support this approach. Emotional detachment allows better decision-making and reduces impulsivity. What makes this dangerous? People misread the silence. They think he's not reacting, he must be weak. But in reality, he's analyzing whether you're worth his energy. His calm is not submission, it's strategy. According to research in social dynamics, those who stay calm under pressure are perceived as more competent and in control. And when he's seen enough, when your patterns are clear, he won't argue. He'll disappear. No drama, no goodbye speech. Just like that, he's gone, leaving you wondering what just happened. The takeaway, never mistake a Sigma's silence for passivity. He's not avoiding conflict, he's studying your expiration date. And when the time comes, he exits with surgical precision. It's not personal, it's principle. In a world full of noise, the Sigma is a quiet storm, unpredictable, observant, and always 10 steps ahead. Point 2, Sigma males don't retaliate, they elevate. Sigmas aren't in the revenge business. They're in the build an empire while you gossip business, and that's not just a catchy line, it's a mindset rooted in focus, self-discipline, and emotional intelligence. When someone disrespects a Sigma male, don't expect fireworks. He won't yell, argue, or seek closure. Instead, he vanishes, quietly, completely, and purposefully. This response isn't passive-aggressive, it's strategic. Psychology refers to this as cutting off energy drains. Rather than invest in emotional drama, Sigmas redirect that energy toward growth. Research in emotional intelligence shows that those who can regulate their emotional responses tend to outperform others in leadership, creativity, and resilience. Sigmas embody this. They see disrespect not as a call to fight, but as a sign to tighten their circle and double down on their mission. The power of indifference is real and painful to those who expected drama. That's why it stings more than revenge. By the time someone realizes the Sigma was the rarest kind of man, independent, self-aware, and purpose-driven, he's long gone, thriving in a reality they no longer have access to. This isn't about ego, it's about elevation. Instead of lashing out, Sigmas level up. They use pain as fuel, turning setbacks into setups for comebacks. It's a lesson in emotional alchemy. Transform betrayal into building blocks. So when life tests you, don't react, refocus. The most powerful clapback is success, built in silence, brick by brick while they're still talking. Point 3, when he walks away, he's gone for good. Unlike most people who use threats or emotional manipulation to control others, the Sigma male operates by a completely different code. He doesn't issue ultimatums, he makes decisions. When a Sigma male is disrespected, betrayed, or repeatedly pushed beyond his limits, he doesn't shout, retaliate, or beg for change. He simply walks away, not in anger, but in clarity. There's no scene, no final showdown, just silence. And that silence speaks volumes. This trait is rooted in the Sigma male's deep sense of self-respect and emotional independence. Psychology shows that people with secure attachment styles and high emotional intelligence are less likely to seek validation from others. Sigmas fall into this category. Once they identify toxic patterns or manipulation, they detach. No drama, no second guessing. What truly unsettles people is that Sigmas don't announce their departure. You don't get a warning or a final conversation. One day you have access, the next you're locked out permanently. Think of it like being banned from a luxury club without knowing what rule you broke, except you did break it and the Sigma noticed. And to the Sigmas listening, this quiet departure isn't weakness, it's power. Walking away without needing to explain yourself is the final word. Your absence becomes your message. Your dignity remains intact. While others shout to be heard, you whisper by disappearing. And in a world full of noise, that silence is deafening. Keep your standards high, your peace protected, and your boundaries sacred. Let your exit be your legacy. Point 4. People can't manipulate what they can't control. What truly gets under the skin of manipulators, gaslighters, and energy vampires? A man who simply refuses to react. The Sigma male is the epitome of emotional independence. Unlike others who are often driven by the need to impress or seek validation, he stands firm in his own power. He doesn't chase after attention, doesn't beg for approval, and definitely doesn't follow the emotional cues of those around him. When confronted with attempts to provoke him or create drama, his response is typically nothing. He remains unshaken. This lack of reaction is precisely what frustrates those who thrive on controlling others' emotions. These individuals are used to getting what they want through manipulation, whether it's guilt-tripping, playing the victim, or using emotional leverage. But the Sigma male doesn't play those games. His detachment disrupts their strategy and forces them to confront their own empty tactics. Why is this so effective? Because emotional independence is a profound form of power. Unlike others who might be swayed by insults or guilt trips, the Sigma male has learned to cut the strings that once tethered him to external validation. He no longer reacts to attempts at control because he knows that his value isn't dependent on anyone else's manipulation. This emotional resilience is why Sigma males make terrible targets for manipulators. In the end, the power lies not in responding to every jab, but in choosing not to. Point 5. His patience is a test, not a weakness. Here's a deeper dive into the Sigma male mindset and behaviors. It's not about whether you deserve their time. It's about whether they want to understand who you truly are. A Sigma male isn't just patient. He's observant, waiting for the real you to show up. He doesn't rush to conclusions or react hastily. Instead, he takes his time because he wants clarity, not answers. When people push him too far, they mistake his patience for weakness. In reality, that patience is a tool of observation. He's watching, learning, and making mental notes. Once he sees your true colors, there's no going back. The Sigma doesn't hold grudges. He simply distances himself. You might notice that a Sigma will endure a few insults without responding, but once that final line is crossed, he disappears, leaving you to wonder what just happened. It's not a sudden decision. It's the culmination of his calculated patience. This calculated approach isn't about overreacting, it's about maintaining strong boundaries. Sigma males value their peace and independence, and once you challenge that, they won't hesitate to protect it. They don't waste energy on unnecessary drama. Their silence is their strength, and their actions are always measured. The bottom line, if you test a Sigma male's limits, be prepared for a boundary that's set in stone, one that might not be so easy to undo. Point 6. Sigma males build boundaries like fortresses. A Sigma male's patience isn't a free pass to push his boundaries. Many people mistakenly believe that because a Sigma remains calm and composed in most situations, they can test his limits without consequences. But let me tell you, Sigmas are not the type to tolerate disrespect without considering the bigger picture. Sure, they might let a few things slide initially, but the crucial difference here is that they're keeping mental notes. Every slight, every moment of disrespect is logged in their mind, and when that line is eventually crossed, the reaction won't be what you expect. Instead of blowing up in a fit of rage or making an emotional scene, the Sigma male will pull back, distancing himself completely. Imagine constructing a fortress with walls so high that not even the most sincere apology can climb them. And no, there's no map back in. Once the trust is broken, it's not simply about forgiveness, it's about respect. Sigmas use the lessons learned from betrayal to adjust their perspective on people, ensuring they don't fall into the same trap again. What makes it even more striking is how the Sigma doesn't dwell on their decision. They won't dwell on forgiveness like many others do, holding grudges or keeping the door open for reconciliation. For a Sigma, forgiveness is a powerful tool, used to grow, not to allow toxic behaviors to keep returning. If someone has violated their trust, it's not a revolving door that opens and closes on a whim, it's a closed chapter. Messing with a Sigma is like being kicked out of an exclusive, invite-only party. You might think that the bouncer was the one with the power to decide your fate. But no, the Sigma was the one holding the list all along. When they cut ties, it's final. And once they're out for good. Point 7. Sigmas are driven by purpose, not pettiness. When people attempt to push or test a Sigma male, they're typically trying to distract or provoke him into reacting in a certain way. But the Sigma, in his essence, is not easily distracted. His mindset revolves around a purpose that's bigger than any temporary challenge or ego-driven conflict. A Sigma male isn't here to prove anything to the world around him. He has his own path, one that involves building something meaningful, whether that's establishing a business, creating a legacy, or simply living life on his own terms. When faced with tests or attempts to trigger him, the Sigma male doesn't give the expected response, and that's because to him, these attempts aren't worth his time. If he doesn't react the way others might anticipate, it's not because he didn't notice. It's because he simply doesn't care. He's too focused on his own growth, goals, and purpose to be sidetracked by petty distractions. To better understand this dynamic, think of it like trying to disturb a monk who's deep in meditation. In the same way that the monk remains unfazed by external noise or disruptions, the Sigma male remains unmoved by attempts to provoke him. He's operating on a higher frequency, one that transcends the drama others might try to stir up. The Sigma's calm and composed nature can be frustrating to those around him who are used to manipulating reactions or emotions. They try to get under his skin, but he continues forward, unbothered, focused on his mission. In this sense, attempting to trigger a Sigma male is like trying to troll someone who's already transcended the need for validation or attention. It's not only futile, it's somewhat embarrassing for those who try. Ultimately, the Sigma male remains unaffected because he is in control of his mind. And nothing is more powerful than a person who is secure in their own purpose. Point 8. Pushing a Sigma unlocks the storm you never saw coming. Everyone has a breaking point, even the Sigma male. But unlike others, when a Sigma is done, it's not a loud, emotional outburst. It's a cold, calculated withdrawal. Sigmas are masters of emotional restraint. They don't thrive on drama or confrontation. Instead, they silently analyze, plan, and then act with surgical precision. When pushed too far, a Sigma won't argue or seek revenge. He'll simply shut off access, communication, attention, emotional energy. No yelling, no scenes, just silence. This quiet detachment is powerful. It's not anger, it's control. One moment you're in, the next you're gone. By the time you realize it, the Sigma has already made his exit, quietly and permanently. There's no announcement, no second chance, just a clean break driven by strategy, not emotion. Sigmas tolerate much, manipulation, disrespect, games, but when the line is crossed, they don't explain or warn. They vanish. That exit, you'll never forget it. Point 9, patience is part of the Sigma code. Patience isn't learned, it's part of the Sigma's DNA. While others chase quick wins and instant validation, the Sigma thrives in stillness and delay. He's not interested in applause or shortcuts. Instead, he quietly plants seeds and waits for real growth. In a world addicted to speed, Sigmas choose timing. They don't react, they respond. Criticism doesn't rattle them, impulse doesn't control them. Their strength lies in their ability to pause, reflect, and act with purpose. This discipline is not emotional detachment, but emotional intelligence. Sigmas understand the power of silence. Sometimes silence says more than any angry outburst ever could. It communicates strength, maturity, and control. While the world races to be seen, the Sigma moves in silence, focused, calm, and unbothered. He knows that real value takes time. His patience isn't weakness, it's strategy. In the end, people mistake his calm for attachment. But when chaos replaces clarity, he leaves without warning, not to hurt, but to evolve. His silence isn't absence, it's a message. So if you've been underestimated, remember, you don't need to prove anything. Let your growth speak. Embrace the Sigma way, calm, intentional, unstoppable. She can't explain it, but she's to him. Why? It's not just looks, muscles, or money. It's something deeper, something that doesn't shout but whispers straight into her intuition. Sigmas, have you noticed it? That silent pull women feel toward a man who says little, avoids the spotlight, and isn't trying to win anyone over. Imagine a room where every guy is putting on a show, loud jokes, name-dropping, fake confidence. But in the corner, one guy, calm, composed, mysterious. He's not competing, he's observing. And yet, eyes find. That's the Sigma effect. You see, women are biologically wired to notice outliers, those who don't follow the crowd. It triggers curiosity. And Sigmas, they thrive in solitude, are self-sufficient and emotionally intelligent, and project quiet confidence. Studies show that unpredictability and emotional depth create stronger attraction responses in the female brain than flashiness ever could. So what makes him magnetic? He doesn't chase, he doesn't fake, he doesn't beg for validation. He simply exists with purpose. And that right there is power. Now let's dive deeper into the 8 mysterious things Sigma males do that make them irresistible. Point 1. They disappear and reappear stronger. Sigmas are masters of silence, not because they dislike socializing, but because they understand the power of purposeful solitude. When a Sigma male steps away from the social scene or goes quiet on social media, it's not about avoiding others, it's about recalibration. This behavior aligns with the lone wolf archetype, an independent individual who values personal growth over idle gossip. When Sigmas make their return, it's not just a comeback, they might have started a business, written a book, transformed their body, or honed a new mindset. This transformation is magnetic, especially for women, as it demonstrates qualities like drive, discipline, and self-mastery, traits that are highly attractive and suggest long-term potential. Psychologically, absence increases value, a principle known as the scarcity effect. The less available something is, the more people desire it. Sigmas understand this and use silence strategically. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, a Sigma's quiet moments reflect strength, not weakness. Point 2. They talk less, observe more. Here's the deal. While others are busy trying to be heard, the Sigma is focused on listening deeply. Not just to the words being spoken, but to everything beneath the surface. They pick up on body language, shifts in tone, subtle eye movements, and fleeting micro-expressions that last only a fraction of a second. These small cues offer more insight into a person's true thoughts and feelings than words alone ever could. Psychologically, this is rooted in the fact that over 90% of communication is nonverbal. Those who can read these silent signals have a distinct advantage in understanding others without ever speaking a word. Women in particular notice this. They feel truly seen and understood, not just heard. This rare form of attention creates a sense of mystery and intelligence, which is incredibly attractive. While others are making noise, the Sigma remains quiet, analyzing, anticipating, and staying 3 steps ahead in a game of silent strategy. Point 3. They're emotionally unavailable, but not cold. Sigma males don't come across as emotionally unavailable in a cold or toxic way. Rather, they possess an emotional depth that's private, deliberate, and carefully guarded. This is what makes them fascinating. They don't walk into a room and start oversharing or spill their life story on a first date. Their inner world is sacred, and only those who earn access get to experience it. Psychologically, humans are wired to be intrigued by mystery. The Zeigarnik effect, a cognitive bias, explains this perfectly. It makes people more likely to remember incomplete or mysterious experiences. When a Sigma male withholds just enough about himself, it triggers curiosity. He offers glimpses into his life, but then retreats slightly, creating a push-pull dynamic that keeps others interested. This subtle emotional tension, this balance of curiosity and connection, makes him magnetic. Women don't lean in because he's manipulative, but because his self-control and emotional depth make him feel like a rare, irresistible find. Point 4. They are unshakably purpose-driven. Sigmas have a mission, a purpose that goes beyond just a job or trendy side hustle. It's a deep calling that resonates with their very core, something that propels them forward without the need for external recognition. Unlike others who may chase money or status, Sigmas are driven by a deeper purpose that aligns with their true selves. What sets them apart is their independence. Sigmas don't seek applause or validation from society. Research in psychology shows that individuals with a strong sense of purpose tend to be more resilient, creative, and effective leaders. These are qualities Sigmas naturally embody. Their focus is magnetic. Women in particular are drawn to men who are rooted in purpose. This signals emotional strength, stability, and direction, traits linked to high-value partners according to evolutionary psychology. Sigmas don't flaunt their vision. When they speak, it's because their goals are deeply ingrained in their identity. Their passion for self-growth isn't just ambition, it's who they are. That quiet intensity they carry, that's their true allure. In a world full of noise, Sigmas remain the calm, unstoppable force, grounded in purpose. Point 5. They give respect, but never chase validation. Sigmas treat people with dignity. They're respectful, polite, even charming, but they never seek validation. And that's a rare combination in today's world. Most men fall into two extremes. Some overextend themselves to win approval, while others adopt an arrogant, dismissive attitude to appear powerful. But the Sigma male? He's different. He's balanced. He might hold the door open, offer a sincere compliment, or engage in a thoughtful conversation, but never at the cost of his self-worth. If someone disrespects him, especially in a romantic context, he won't argue or beg for recognition. He'll simply walk away, not out of pride, but out of principle. Psychologically, this behavior aligns with high self-esteem and internal validation. Studies show that individuals who don't rely on external validation experience lower anxiety and higher life satisfaction. Sigmas live by this. They know their value and won't compromise it for fleeting approval. And this quiet confidence, it speaks volumes. It sends a powerful message. You're important, but I matter too. In a world filled with overcompensation and emotional neediness, this calm strength stands out. It draws people in, not because he's trying, but because he's simply being authentic. And that authenticity, it captivates. Point 6. They're mysteriously self-contained. Ever meet someone who's just good, with or without you? That's a Sigma male. He's not chasing attention or relying on constant reassurance. Why? Because he doesn't need it. He's not texting non-stop or flooding social media. He's too busy building skills, exploring new ideas, and leveling up mentally, emotionally, and even financially. The Sigma male is self-contained. He's his own best friend, motivator, and rival. This kind of internal drive is rare and powerful. Psychologists call it the ability to maintain your identity and values without being overly influenced by others. This trait breeds emotional intelligence and personal stability. And here's where it gets interesting. When a woman senses you're not needy, but simply inviting her to share the journey, not complete it, that's attractive. True independence isn't aloofness, it's strength. It tells the world, I've got me. And ironically, that makes others want to be part of your orbit. Point 7. They flirt without flirting. Sigmas have a unique power, the ability to create tension without saying a word. It's not through grand gestures or loud statements, but through the smallest of actions. A quick glance, a knowing smirk, or a perfectly timed pause. They understand that sometimes silence speaks louder than anything else. What sets them apart is their grounded energy. Unlike others who may need to impress or seek validation, Sigmas exude confidence effortlessly. Their presence is unforced, yet it commands attention. This subtlety is what makes their energy so magnetic. People are drawn in without even knowing why. In a world full of bold pickup lines and extravagant displays, Sigmas cut through the noise. They don't seek the spotlight, but somehow it finds them. This quiet, powerful magnetism is like electricity. It's felt even when it's not spoken. Point 8. They don't try to be mysterious, they are. Sigma males don't intentionally try to be mysterious. It's simply a natural aspect of their personality. Unlike others who may seek attention or validation, Sigma males prioritize living authentically and focusing on personal growth. They don't feel the need to share every detail of their life or wear their emotions on their sleeve. Because of this, they often come off as enigmatic or intriguing. Mystery, in this case, isn't a strategy. It's a byproduct of their self-sufficiency and independence. Sigma males aren't concerned with being understood or trying to fit into societal expectations. Instead, they invest their energy in becoming the best version of themselves, which in turn makes them appear more alluring. This paradox, living authentically without seeking attention, makes Sigma males irresistibly attractive to women. Their focus on personal growth, rather than the approval of others, is a quality that many find captivating. So, Sigmas, these 8 mysterious things aren't tricks. They're truths. They're the side effects of living with purpose, independence, and emotional intelligence. And the beautiful twist, you don't do them for attention. You do them because you refuse to chase it. Women are drawn to mystery, but the real win is being so in tune with yourself that their attention becomes a byproduct, not a goal. So keep disappearing to level up. Keep talking less and observing more. Keep being the man who turns heads, not with noise, but with presence. And if this resonated with you, if you see yourself in this Sigma path, or want to walk it, then like this video, subscribe, and join this powerful community of Sigmas, men who are quietly changing the game, rewriting the rules, and living life on their terms. Having said this,
Sigmas, what if I told you that your mind doesn't just work differently? It's wired in a way that sets you apart from 99% of society. Science and psychology confirm it. Sigma males are neurodivergent, and the proof? It's shocking. Have you ever wondered why you think, act, and react in ways that seem completely foreign to the people around you? Why social norms feel like shackles rather than guidelines? You're not broken. You're built different. Imagine a young man who never quite fit in. In school, he wasn't the class clown or the popular jock. He was the observer. He watched, analyzed, and questioned everything. As he grew older, people misunderstood him. They called him distant, mysterious, even antisocial. But what they failed to see was the brilliance behind his solitude, the depth behind his silence. He's you, he's me, he's every Sigma male walking this earth. What if I told you that being a Sigma male isn't just a personality type? It's a neurological blueprint. The way you process the world, the way you interact with people, even the way you handle emotions, it all points to neurodivergence. Today, we're uncovering 7 shocking signs that prove Sigma males are neurodivergent. These aren't just quirks or preferences. These are deep-rooted cognitive traits that make you who you are. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why embracing them is your greatest strength. As Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And Sigmas, it's time you understand exactly who that is. Point 1. Hyperfocused obsession with interests. Sigmas don't just casually explore interests, they dive in with an insatiable hunger for knowledge. Whether it's philosophy, technology, psychology, or even an obscure niche topic, their minds demand depth, not just surface-level understanding. This relentless pursuit of mastery is what sets them apart from the average person who skims information just to stay relevant. Psychologists recognize this trait as a marker of neurodivergence, often linked to individuals with high intelligence and an intense focus on specialized subjects. This phenomenon is seen in great minds throughout history. Take Nikola Tesla. For example, his obsession with electricity and wireless energy led to groundbreaking inventions. Leonardo da Vinci's fixation on anatomy, engineering, and art resulted in some of the most brilliant works ever created. While society may label this kind of passion as weird, it's actually a sign of an advanced mind. The world tends to misunderstand those who think differently, but it is precisely these deep thinkers who drive innovation and reshape. This trait also explains why Sigmas often prefer solitude. When you're deeply engrossed in studying quantum mechanics, analyzing human behavior, or perfecting a skill, social distractions feel like a waste of time. Small talk, meaningless trends. They hold no appeal when there's a universe of knowledge to uncover. Sigmas thrive on independence and self-directed learning. They don't wait for permission to explore, and they certainly don't follow They carve their own intellectual path, diving deeper while others stay at the surface. And in doing so, they become the rare minds that shape history, leaving a lasting impact on the world. So the next time someone calls your obsession strange, remember it's not weird. It's a sign that your mind operates on a level most will never reach. Point 2. Sensory sensitivity. Ever find yourself irritated by bright lights, loud noises, or chaotic environments? That's not just a preference, it's a neurological response. Many Sigma males experience heightened sensory sensitivity, a trait commonly associated with neurodivergence. This means your brain processes stimuli differently, often more intensely than others. Research shows that highly intelligent and introspective individuals, including many who fit the Sigma archetype, often have a heightened awareness of their surroundings. This is linked to the brain's reticular activating system, RES, which regulates sensory input. When overstimulated, it can lead to discomfort, anxiety, or even exhaustion. This is why Sigmas naturally gravitate toward quiet. You aren't antisocial, you simply function better in solitude, where external distractions don't drain your mental energy. Historical figures like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein thrived in isolation, using their alone time to develop groundbreaking ideas. Rather than seeing this sensitivity as a weakness, recognize it as an advantage. Your ability to notice details others overlook, think deeply, and maintain intense focus allows you to excel in fields that require precision and Many great writers, inventors, and strategists share this trait. Next time someone questions your preference for solitude, remember, you're not avoiding the world. You're optimizing your environment for peak performance. That's not just intelligence. That's strategy. Point 3. Struggle with small talk. Mastery of deep conversations. Sigmas aren't wired for meaningless chatter because their minds operate on a different frequency. While the world is consumed with gossip, friends, and trivial conversations, Sigmas crave discussions that challenge their intellect and expand their understanding of life. They are drawn to philosophy, human nature, psychology, and the mysteries of existence, topics that force them to think critically and deeply. This isn't just a preference. It's often a neurological trait. Many Sigmas exhibit signs of neurodivergence, meaning their brains are structured to process information differently. Research shows that introverts and deep thinkers, such as those with high-functioning autism or ADHD, often struggle with small talk. To them, surface-level conversations feel draining because their minds constantly seek patterns, connections, and meaning in everything they do. This is why Sigmas often avoid large social gatherings. They would rather engage in one-on-one discussions where they can explore thought-provoking ideas rather than endure idle chatter. It's also why they gravitate toward books, documentaries, and self-education. They are perpetual learners who value wisdom over fleeting entertainment. But this isn't to say Sigmas dislike people. They simply prefer quality over quantity. While most engage in conversations to fill silence, Sigmas speak with purpose. They listen intently, process deeply. This makes them excellent conversationalists when discussing topics that truly matter. Ultimately, this trait is what sets them apart. While others lose themselves in distractions, Sigmas stay focused on knowledge growth. They understand that words hold power, and rather than waste them on the superficial, they invest them in ideas that shape the world. Point 4. Unconventional thinking and problem solving. While the majority follow conventional paths, Sigmas take roads less traveled. Their minds don't conform to societal norms. Instead, they question assumptions, think laterally, and uncover solutions that others overlook. This isn't just a personality quirk, it's a cognitive advantage. Studies show that highly independent thinkers, including many Sigmas, exhibit traits associated with neurodivergence. Neurodivergent individuals process information differently, often making connections that neurotypical minds don't. Visionaries like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Steve Jobs all challenged mainstream thinking, proving that true innovation requires breaking away from the norm. Sigmas naturally reject groupthink, which is why they thrive in environments that demand critical thinking and adaptability. While society often rewards compliance, sigmas carve their own paths, understanding that progress is built by those who dare to be different. Their ability to work alone and rely on their instincts makes them unpredictable, and in a world that values predictability, that's a rare power. This independence isn't about rebellion for its own sake, it's about efficiency. Sigmas prioritize results over appearances, depth over superficiality, and intelligence over popularity. Their preference for solitude isn't antisocial behavior. It's a strategic choice. Solitude allows for deep focus, creative breakthroughs, and self-mastery qualities that set the great minds of history apart from the crowd. But being different comes with challenges. Society often misunderstands those who don't conform. Sigmas may face resistance, skepticism, or even isolation. Yet this very isolation sharpens their resilience. While others seek constant validation, sigmas develop unshakable self-confidence by proving themselves through action, not words. In the end, sigmas don't just think outside the box, they question why the box exists in the first place. This mindset isn't just rare. It's why history remembers the few who defy convention while the many who conform fade into the background. Point 5. Emotional detachment, yet deep empathy. Sigmas are often labeled as cold or detached, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, they experience emotions just as deeply, if not more so than others. The difference lies in how they process and express those emotions. While many people openly share their feelings in real time, sigmas take a more introspective approach. They internalize emotions, analyze them logically, and only express them when they deem it necessary or productive. This trait aligns closely with neurodivergent thinking, particularly in individuals with traits associated with high-functioning autism or introverted intuition-dominant personalities. Studies suggest that deep emotional processing is common among analytical thinkers and lone wolf personalities. Instead of reacting impulsively, sigmas absorb information, assess its significance, and determine whether a response is even required. This can make them appear indifferent, but in reality, they are simply processing emotions in a structured, methodical way. Think of it like this, where most people react to an emotional trigger instantly, like touching a hot stove. Sigmas pause, observe, and reflect before deciding how to handle the situation. This ability to regulate emotions gives them an edge in high-stress situations, allowing them to remain composed when others might break down. History is filled with figures who embodied this emotional intelligence, people like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Bruce Lee, all of whom had profound emotional depth but expressed it in unconventional ways. These individuals weren't unemotional. They were simply masters of control. This trait is why sigmas often thrive in leadership roles despite their lone wolf nature. They don't let emotions cloud their judgment, but they also don't ignore them. Instead, they channel emotions into self-improvement, creative pursuits, or strategic decision-making. So while the world may misunderstand them, one thing is certain. Sigmas aren't emotionless. They just refuse to be ruled by emotion. And that in itself is a rare and powerful trait. Point 6. Resistance to authority and structured systems. Sigmas don't just accept the world as it is, they analyze, question, and reshape it in ways most people never dare to. They are natural skeptics, not because they seek rebellion for its own sake, but because they refuse to follow anything blindly. This mindset sets them apart from the crowd, making them independent thinkers who prioritize logic, self-mastery, and authenticity over blind conformity. This resistance to societal norms often aligns with neurodivergent traits, particularly in individuals who struggle with rigid structures and imposed. Studies show that people with neurodivergent characteristics, such as those on the autism spectrum or with ADHD, often excel in self-guided learning and independent problem-solving. Like sigmas, they thrive in environments where they can set their own rules and explore their unique way of thinking. Look at history's most brilliant minds: Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, men who didn't just accept what was handed to them but challenged the status quo. They didn't fit neatly into society's expectations, yet their ability to think differently revolutionized the world. Sigmas share this trait. They see through the illusions of power, recognizing that many rules exist not for efficiency or fairness, but to maintain control. This is why they often reject traditional hierarchies, corporate politics, and outdated traditions that serve no real purpose. Instead, they carve out their own path, relying on intelligence, resourcefulness, and inner discipline. But this independence isn't without its challenges. Many people misunderstand or even fear those who refuse to conform. Sigmas often face resistance, skepticism, or even isolation because their mindset threatens. However, this solitude is also their strength. It allows them to think freely, make decisions based on logic rather than social pressure, and ultimately create lives that are truly their own. So while the world may try to enforce its structures, Sigmas remain unmoved. They don't seek approval, they seek truth. And that is what makes them unstoppable. Point 7. An insatiable need for solitude. Neurodivergent minds function differently from the norm, often requiring solitude to process thoughts, recharge, and make sense of the world. Sigmas aren't just introverts. They are deep thinkers whose brains operate in a way that demands space and quiet. While society often equates solitude with loneliness for a Sigma, it's a necessary retreat, a sanctuary where creativity, strategy, and personal growth flourish. Scientific studies show that introverted and neurodivergent individuals, including those with traits of autism or ADHD, often experience heightened sensitivity to external stimuli. Too much noise, social interaction, or unpredictability can drain their energy, making alone time essential for maintaining clarity and focus. This is why Sigmas naturally gravitate towards solitude, not because they dislike people, but because their minds function best in controlled, quiet environments where they can think deeply without interruption. Throughout history, some of the most brilliant minds, Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein, embraced solitude, using it as a tool for innovation and insight. Tesla, for instance, spent hours alone in deep thought, visualizing entire inventions in his mind before ever putting them to paper. Newton formulated his groundbreaking laws of motion while isolated during the Great Plague. Einstein famously stated the monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. These individuals weren't reclusive out of necessity, but out of preference. They understood that true genius often emerges in silence. For a Sigma, solitude isn't an escape from the world, but a means to master it. When alone, they refine their skills, develop new ideas, and cultivate self-awareness. While others seek validation through social interactions, Sigmas build their confidence internally, making them self-sufficient and resilient. This ability to be content alone is a rare strength in a world that constantly pushes for socialization. So the next time someone misunderstands your need for solitude, remember, this is where your power lies. While the world is distracted by noise, you are sharpening your mind in silence, preparing to move with precision when the time is right. Sigmas, the world may never fully understand you, but now you understand yourself better. The way your mind works isn't a flaw, it's a gift. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. Your neurodivergence is not a weakness. The ability to think differently, process deeply, and operate independently is what sets you apart from the masses. So own it, embrace it, and never let the world convince you otherwise. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and join this community of independent thinkers. Together, we redefined what it means to be a Sigma male. Having said this,
Sigmas, have you ever felt the world pushing you to the edge, forcing you to toughen up or get trampled? The cold-hearted nature of a Sigma male isn't a choice. It's a brutal necessity born from betrayal and disappointment. At what point does a man stop caring? Is it after the first betrayal, the second? Or does it happen gradually until he sees nothing but ice in his eyes? Imagine a man who once wore his heart on his sleeve, loyal, giving, and believing. Over time, those he trusted most left him in the cold. Friends used him, lovers betrayed him, and the system drained his spirit. He eventually learned that vulnerability is a weakness in a world that devours the soft-hearted. Forced to adapt, he transformed into a man who no longer cared. Sigma males don't grow cold overnight. It's a slow, painful metamorphosis. Once they cross that line, there's no turning back. Is it their nature Or does the world shape them into lone wolves with frozen hearts? Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll see why this transformation is both inevitable and devastating. If you've felt your warmth fading, this video is for you. Sigma males, the lone wolves of society, are often misunderstood and overlooked. But why is that? Contrary to popular belief, Sigma males aren't born, they're made. The journey of becoming a Sigma male is an intricate dance between personal choice, societal pressure, and a natural inclination towards solitude. Let's delve a bit deeper. Personal choice plays a crucial role in the making of a Sigma male. Unlike their alpha counterparts who relish the limelight, Sigma males choose to shun societal expectations. They intentionally decide to step away from the conventional social hierarchy, valuing their independence and autonomy above all else. They are not swayed by the need for external validation, but rather they set their own rules and live by them. Societal pressure, too, contributes to the formation of a Sigma male. In a world that tends to favor extroversion, those who don't fit the mold might find themselves pushed to the periphery. This can be a catalyst for some to adopt the Sigma male persona. They learn to thrive on the outskirts, finding strength in their solitude, and consequently developing a unique perspective of the world around them. Lastly, there's the factor of natural inclination towards solitude. Not everyone who spends time alone is lonely. Some individuals are simply wired to enjoy their own company. They feel most alive when they're exploring the world within their minds, or delving into their personal passions without the constant buzz of social interaction. These individuals are often the ones who evolve into Sigma males. In essence, the making of a Sigma male is a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. It's about understanding one's inherent nature and aligning it with personal choices and societal experiences. It's about embracing the solitude, not as an imposed exile, but as a chosen path towards self-sufficiency and independence. So it's not just about being a loner, it's a conscious choice backed by a complex set of factors. A Sigma male is not a product of happenstance, but rather a result of deliberate decisions and circumstances, and that's what makes them a fascinating study in the realm of psychology. Why would someone choose to walk a solitary path? The Sigma male's journey might give us a clue. It's not a choice born out of disdain for companionship, but rather a conscious decision driven by a deep-seated desire for independence. Sigma males find solace in solitude, not because they're antisocial, but because they value their own company. They treasure the quiet moments where they can reflect, plan, and dream without the noise of societal expectations. This is not to say that Sigma males are hermits. Far from it. They're just selective. They choose their interactions carefully, ensuring that each one is meaningful and beneficial. They don't participate in small talk or trivial conversations because they don't see the value in it. Instead, they prefer deep, thought-provoking discussions that challenge their perspectives and expand their horizons. Their solitary journey is also a testament to their self-reliance. Sigma males don't rely on the validation of others to feel accomplished. Their goals are personal, and their success is self-defined. They don't seek to fit into societal norms or to conform to the expectations of others. Their journey is inward, a continuous process of self-discovery and self-improvement. This disdain for societal norms is not a rebellion, but rather a refusal to be confined by them. Sigma males understand that societal norms are in essence man-made constructs. They choose to live by their own rules, pursuing their own goals and defining their own success. They don't see the point in living a life that's not true to who they are. It's a journey that can be lonely at times, but it's a price they're willing to pay for the freedom to be themselves. They understand that the path they walk is not for everyone, but it's the one that's right for them. They're not swayed by the opinions of others. They're guided by their own compass, navigating the world on their own terms. It's a path less traveled, but for a Sigma male, it's the only path that makes sense. Often perceived as cold-hearted, but is that the reality of a Sigma male? Well, the perception of Sigma males as cold or insensitive is often a misinterpretation of their emotional independence. Let's dive into this a bit further, shall we? Sigma males by nature are introverted. They are self-reliant and prefer solitude over the company of others. This solitary nature, however, is often misread as cold-heartedness. But let's not mistake solitude for apathy. Sigma males are capable of empathy and emotional connection, but they choose to express it differently than most. Now, you might ask, What's the difference between emotional independence and cold-heartedness? That's an excellent question. Cold-heartedness implies a lack of empathy or compassion, a disinterest in the feelings of others. It's a negative trait often associated with selfishness or cruelty. Emotional independence, on the other hand, is the ability to process and handle one's own emotions without relying on others. It's a sign of strength, resilience, and self-reliance. So you see, Sigma males aren't cold-hearted. They are emotionally independent. They aren't devoid of feelings, but rather they handle their emotions in their own unique way. They don't seek validation or emotional support from others, not because they are insensitive, but because they have the ability to self-soothe and process their emotions internally. And remember, just because Sigma males are self-reliant doesn't mean they are incapable of forming meaningful relationships. They value deep and genuine connections, but they also value their independence and solitude. It's a delicate balance, really. In a world that often misunderstands them, Sigma males march to the beat of their own drum, living life on their own terms. They may come across as aloof or detached, but beneath that reserved exterior lies a rich emotional landscape that they navigate in their own unique way. So they're not cold-hearted, they're just emotionally self-reliant. There's a price to pay for everything, even for the independence that Sigma males so cherish. As we delve deeper into the world of the enigmatic Sigma male, we come face to face with the stark reality of their existence. Their freedom, their self-reliance, and their solitary approach to life come with a heavy toll. Sigma males, unlike their alpha and beta counterparts, don't fall neatly into societal norms. They walk a path less trodden, a path laden with unique challenges and hurdles. With their introverted nature and self-sufficient lifestyle, they often find themselves in the throes of loneliness. The need for solitude, while liberating, can sometimes morph into a painful solitude. Being misunderstood is another cross a Sigma male has to bear. The world tends to view people through the lens of social constructs and stereotypes. When you don't fit into these neatly defined boxes, it can be disconcerting for others, leading to misunderstandings. Sigma males, with their unconventional lifestyle and independent spirit, often find themselves on the receiving end of such misconceptions. Societal pressure is another facet of the Sigma male's reality. Society in general has a tendency to question and criticize what it doesn't understand. Sigma males, with their nonconformist attitude, often face societal pressure to conform to the norm. They're constantly bombarded with questions about their lifestyle choices and are often judged for choosing a path that deviates from the societal norm. But despite these challenges, Sigma males continue to walk their path with unwavering determination. They are not ones to buckle under societal pressure or compromise their independence for the sake of fitting in. They understand that their journey is not for everyone and are comfortable with being misunderstood. Yes, it's a tough path, but for a Sigma male, it's a path worth treading. They value their independence and solitude more than societal acceptance. These challenges, while daunting, are a small price to pay for the freedom and self-reliance that they so deeply cherish. Despite the challenges, Sigma males have a unique strength that sets them apart. Sigma males, often misunderstood, are a breed apart. They've grown accustomed to the cold winds of solitude, and in that chill, they've found their strength. Let's take a moment to appreciate the prowess of a Sigma male. Their independence is a testament to their resilience. They don't rely on the validation of others to feel accomplished. Instead, they find satisfaction in their accomplishments, and their confidence is rooted in the knowledge of their capabilities. Imagine the freedom of self-reliance, the liberation from societal expectations. Sigma males aren't bound by these constraints. Their self-sufficiency allows them to navigate the world on their own terms. They've built their own compass, and they're not afraid to venture into uncharted territories. Sigma males are like lone wolves, thriving in the wilderness of solitude. They're comfortable in their own company, finding peace in solitude that others might find daunting. This ability to thrive alone is a strength not many possess. It's not about shunning society, but about the power to exist outside of it without feeling lost or less. Their strength also lies in their adaptability. Sigma males are like water, seamlessly molding to the shape of whatever vessel they find themselves in. They can navigate social situations when necessary, but they never lose their essence. They remain true to themselves, even in the most challenging circumstances. And let's not forget their analytical minds. Sigma males have an uncanny ability to observe, analyze, and understand. They see the world through a unique lens, a perspective that's often insightful and enlightening. They're not just spectators, but active participants in the world around them, albeit from a distance. In a world that's constantly clamoring for attention, Sigma males are the silent observers, the quiet achievers. They carry a unique strength, one that's forged in the fires of self-reliance and independence, honed in the silence of solitude and tempered by the realities of life. Sigma males, the unsung heroes of their own life stories. Every person we meet has something to teach us, and Sigma males are no exception. Let's delve into the lessons we can extract from the unique lifestyle of Sigma males. Firstly, Sigma males personify the essence of self-reliance. They are the lone wolves, the mavericks of society who teach us that it's okay to rely on ourselves. They show us that we hold the power to shape our destiny. They don't wait for opportunities, but create their own. Sigma males are a testament to the fact that we are our own best allies. Next, let's talk about the value of independence. Sigma males are not swayed by societal norms or expectations. They live life on their own terms, unapologetically. They are not afraid to swim against the tide. They are the epitome of independence, reminding us that it's okay to be different. Their lifestyle encourages us to embrace our individuality and not be bound by the shackles of societal expectations. Thirdly, Sigma males embody the courage to follow one's own path. They are not afraid to venture into the unknown. They are explorers at heart, always seeking new experiences and knowledge. They don't fear solitude, but rather they find solace in it. They teach us that solitude can be a powerful catalyst for self-discovery and growth. Finally, Sigma males exemplify the concept of self-improvement. They're always learning, always evolving. Their journey is a continuous quest for knowledge and personal growth. They embrace change and see every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. They remind us that we should never stop learning and that personal growth is a lifelong journey. In conclusion, Sigma males may often be misunderstood and labeled as cold-hearted or aloof. But beneath the surface lies a world of wisdom and lessons that we can all learn from. The importance of self-reliance, the value of independence, the courage to follow one's path, and the pursuit of self-improvement are all key lessons that we can take away from Sigma males. So next time you meet a Sigma male, remember there's more than meets the eye. Sigma males. A fascinating puzzle that we've begun to unravel today. We've journeyed through the enigmatic world of these independent men, understanding what makes a Sigma male, their solitary journey, and the myths and realities surrounding them. The devastating reality we've explored is not a call for sympathy, but rather an insight into the emotional resilience that these lone wolves embody. Their strength, we've discovered, lies not in dominance, but in their self-reliance and self-awareness. We've learned lessons from Sigma males, lessons of embracing solitude, of understanding oneself, and of the courage in choosing a path less traveled. They've shown us that there's a different kind of masculinity that doesn't need to roar to be heard, a masculinity that is secure in its silence. In a world full of alphas and betas, let's not forget the Sigma males, the lone wolves, who remind us that it's okay to follow our own path. What if I told you there's a type of man society can't brainwash? A man who doesn't conform to the social hierarchy, the Sigma male. This isn't the stuff of science fiction, nor is it a fable. Rather, it's an exploration into the realm of personality psychology that we're about to embark upon. A journey to understand the mystery that is the Sigma male. Sigma males, an intriguing subset of the population, are often misunderstood and overlooked, mainly because they don't play by the rules set by society. They are the lone wolves, the rebels who march to their own beat. Their independence is not born out of rebellion, but a deep-seated belief in their own capabilities and a desire for freedom from societal constraints. You won't find them clamoring for attention or seeking validation from their peers. They're not the alpha males brimming with charisma and leading the pack, nor are they the beta males content to follow the alpha's lead. Sigma males exist outside this traditional social hierarchy. They chart their own course, defining their own success and setting their own standards. If you think of the social hierarchy as a game of chess, then Sigma males aren't interested in being the king, queen, or even a pawn. They prefer to be the player controlling their own moves, indifferent to the pressure to conform or compete. However, it's not all rosy for the Sigma males. Their independence and nonconformity often leave them misunderstood, seen as aloof or even antisocial. But it's not that they dislike people. They simply value their own company more and prefer meaningful interactions over small talk. In this digital era, where we're constantly bombarded with opinions and expectations, the Sigma male stands as a beacon of individuality and self-reliance. They are the masters of their own world, immune to the pressures of societal norms and expectations. And so we dive headfirst into the intriguing world of Sigma males, a world that is as fascinating as it is misunderstood, a world that is as complex as it is simple. Let's unravel the mystery of Sigma males a breed apart. Sigma males, often misunderstood, are the lone wolves of society. Now that's a phrase that packs a punch, doesn't it? But who exactly are these Sigma males? Well, let's dive into that. Sigma males are a unique breed, often characterized by their self-sufficiency and independence. They are the epitome of introversion, preferring their own company to the hustle and bustle of social gatherings. Unlike alpha males who thrive in the limelight, Sigma males are perfectly content to step aside and let others take center stage. And that's not to say they lack confidence. Oh no, they simply choose not to engage in social power plays. Now there's a common misconception that Sigma males are loners out of necessity, perhaps due to social awkwardness or a lack of social skills. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Sigma males are loners by choice. They are highly self-aware individuals who understand their needs and desires better than most. They prefer solitude not because they can't handle social interactions, but because they find it more fulfilling and less draining. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of Sigma males is their tendency to live outside the social hierarchy. In a world that constantly pushes us to conform, to fit into neatly defined social roles and hierarchies, Sigma males stand out by simply refusing to participate. They don't seek validation from others, nor do they feel the need to assert dominance over their peers. Instead, they are guided by their own values and principles, carving out their own path regardless of societal norms and expectations. It's this fierce individuality and nonconformity that often makes Sigma males misunderstood. Society has a hard time grasping those who don't fit into its predefined molds. But here's the thing, Sigma males don't mind being misunderstood. They don't seek approval or acceptance from others. They are comfortable in their own skin, unapologetically authentic and fiercely independent. Sigma males march to the beat of their own drum, unaffected by society's attempts to mold them. This is their strength, their secret weapon. They aren't swayed by societal pressures or brainwashed by mainstream ideologies. They are the free thinkers, the mavericks, the silent revolutionaries, and that, my friends, is the fascinating world of Sigma males. Sigma males and society have a complex relationship akin to a square peg in a round hole. Now, what does that mean? Well, imagine society as a grand ballroom dance, everyone flawlessly executing their steps in perfect harmony. But then there's the Sigma male, the one dancing to his own beat, creating his own steps, and yet somehow never missing a beat. Sigma males are the nonconformists, the ones who resist societal norms and expectations, choosing instead to live life on their own terms. Like a chess player who thinks 5 moves ahead, they're not just responding to society's moves, they're anticipating them, sidestepping them, and making their own. But how do they do this? How do they resist the societal brainwashing that we're all subjected to from the day we're born? The answer lies in their independent and introspective nature. They observe, they analyze, and they understand the world around them in a way few others do. They see the strings that society pulls to make us dance, and they choose to cut them. Yet their resistance is not an act of rebellion, but rather a way of life. They're not trying to overthrow society or challenge its norms. They simply choose to live outside them. They live by their own rules, guided by their own moral compass, unaffected by the whims and fancies of the crowd. This doesn't mean they're antisocial. On the contrary, they can be quite charming and sociable when they choose to be. It's just that they don't depend on social validation for their self-worth. Their confidence comes from within, not from the number of likes on their latest social media post. In a world where we're constantly being told how to think, what to like, who to be, the Sigma male stands apart. They swim against the current, not to prove a point, but simply because it's their nature. They're the lone wolves, the wanderers, the ones who walk their own path, and in doing so, they inspire others to question, to think, to break free. The Sigma male's resistance to societal brainwashing is their unique strength, their secret weapon. And that, my friends, is the power of the Sigma male. They remind us that it's okay to be different, it's okay to be ourselves. And in a world that's constantly trying to make us something else, that's a message worth hearing. The mind of a Sigma male is akin to a fascinating labyrinth, full of unexpected turns and hidden depths. Diving into the psychology of Sigma males, we find a rich tapestry of introspection, solitude, and unique emotional processing. These are not your typical social butterflies. They are the lone wolves, the silent observers, the men who thrive within their own mental landscapes. Let's start with their need for solitude. Sigma males are the embodiment of the saying, alone, but not lonely. They find solace in their own company, using this time to reflect, to plan, and to understand the world from their unique viewpoint. This is not to say that they shun all social interaction. On the contrary, they enjoy meaningful conversations and deep connections. However, they do not seek out these interactions, but rather allow them to happen organically. Next, we delve into their introspective nature. Sigma males are often lost in thought, analyzing the world around them and their place within it. They are the philosophers, the strategists, the thinkers who prefer to observe and understand rather than to act without contemplation. This introspection allows them to navigate life with a distinct clarity, seeing patterns and connections that others may overlook. Now let's consider how Sigma males process emotions and thoughts. Unlike the stereotypical alpha male who might wear his heart on his sleeve, or the beta male who may suppress his emotions, the Sigma male takes a different approach. They feel deeply, but they process these emotions internally. They are not prone to emotional outbursts, but rather they take the time to understand and manage their emotions in a healthy and introspective manner. This distinct emotional processing also extends to their thoughts. Sigma males are known for their analytical minds. They don't take things at face value. They dissect, analyze, and probe until they understand the underlying mechanisms. This is why they often excel in fields that require strategic thinking and problem solving. But what does all this mean? Are Sigma males superior? Not necessarily. Just like any other personality type, they have their strengths and weaknesses. Their introspection can lead to overthinking. Their solitude can sometimes be perceived as aloofness, and their unique emotional processing can make them seem distant or detached. But these are not flaws, but rather different ways of interacting with the world. In a society that often values extroversion and conformity, the Sigma male stands out. He's the quiet rebel, the independent thinker, the man who walks his own path. He doesn't seek validation from others, but rather finds it within himself. He does not conform to societal norms, but instead creates his own. The Sigma male's mind is his fortress, unbreachable by societal norms. So, the next time you encounter someone who seems to march to the beat of their own drum, remember, they might just be a Sigma male navigating the world in their unique and fascinating way. Despite their solitary nature, Sigma males have an undeniable appeal, like a moth to a flame. This appeal isn't the flashy allure of the alpha's charisma or the beta's nurturing kindness. No, it's something far more subtle yet incredibly potent. It's the allure of mystery, the intrigue of the unknown. Sigma males, by their very nature, are independent and self-sufficient. They don't seek validation from others. Instead, they find satisfaction within themselves, in their achievements and personal growth. This independence is incredibly appealing. It signals strength and resilience, a man who can stand on his own 2 feet, who won't buckle under societal pressures, a man who walks his own path, unswayed by the crowd. But there's more to the Sigma male than just independence. They possess a unique perspective on life, a different lens through which they view the world. They're not bound by societal norms or expectations. They question, they ponder, they seek their own truth. This unique perspective is fascinating to those around them. It's like a breath of fresh air in a world often stifled by conformity. Their quiet confidence is another magnetizing trait. Sigma males don't boast about their abilities or achievements. They don't need to. Their actions speak louder than words. This quiet confidence is not just appealing, it's downright captivating. It's like a secret whispered in a crowded room, compelling and irresistible. And let's not forget their depth. Sigma males are introspective, constantly exploring their own thoughts and feelings. They're not afraid to dive deep, to grapple with complex ideas and emotions. This depth gives them an emotional richness, a gravitas that is truly attractive. But remember, a Sigma male's appeal does not come from a desire to be liked or admired. It's a byproduct of their independence, their unique perspective, their quiet confidence, and their emotional depth. They are who they are, and they're unapologetic about it. And that, my friends, is the undeniable appeal of the Sigma male. Sigma males, the enigmatic, captivating enigmas of our society. So what's the hidden truth about these elusive Sigma males? Here's the scoop, folks. The hidden truth about Sigma males isn't shrouded in mystery. It's not buried in some ancient text or locked away in a secret society. It's actually quite straightforward. It's about personal freedom, autonomy, and the conscious choice to live life on their own terms. See, it's easy to misconstrue the Sigma male's resistance to societal norms as rebellion or nonconformity, but it's not about that at all. It's not about causing a ruckus or stirring the pot for the sake of it. No, the Sigma male's resistance is not a fight against society, but rather a fight for themselves. They're not out to dismantle societal structures or to break down barriers just because they can. Instead, they choose to navigate around them, to find their own path that isn't dictated by societal expectations or norms. They reject the idea of a one-size-fits-all life, and instead they carve out a life that fits them. We often think of freedom as this grand, abstract concept, but for Sigma males, freedom is in the details. It's in the ability to wake up each day and choose their own adventure, to decide what they want to do, who they want to be, and how they want to live. It's in the capacity to shape their own identities, free from the constraints of societal labels and stereotypes. They don't reject society out of spite, but rather out of love for their own autonomy. They see the societal script, the one that tells us how to act, what to value, who to be, and they choose to write their own. They don't let society brainwash them into conforming. They choose to remain true to themselves. So the hidden truth about Sigma males, it's not so hidden after all. It's not about rebellion. It's not about nonconformity. It's about autonomy. It's about freedom. It's about embracing the power of choice. The Sigma male's truth is simple. They live life on their own terms, free from society's constraints. So there you have it, the intriguing world of Sigma males. We've journeyed through the concept of Sigma males, their interaction with society, the psychology that underpins their behavior, the appeal they hold, and the hidden truths that set them apart. In this journey, we've discovered a unique archetype of masculinity that is often misunderstood and yet incredibly fascinating. Sigma males, as we've seen, are the lone wolves of society. They are the ones who choose to march to the beat of their own drum, not out of rebellion, but out of a deep-seated belief in personal freedom and independence. They are not swayed by societal norms or expectations. Instead, they carve their own path, guided by their values and principles. This independence extends to their mental resilience. Sigma males are not easily brainwashed by societal norms or pressures. They have a strong sense of self and a high level of self-awareness that allows them to question, analyze, and ultimately make decisions that align with their beliefs, not those imposed by society. Their nonconformity is not an act of defiance, but a testament to their individuality. They are not antisocial, but selectively social. They do not seek validation from others, but find it within themselves. This is what makes them appealing. This is what sets them apart. But let's not forget the hidden truths we've unveiled about Sigma males. Their journey is not always easy. Their independence can sometimes be a double-edged sword, leading to isolation or misunderstanding. But despite these challenges, Sigma males continue to chart their own course, undeterred by societal pressures. In conclusion, Sigma males represent a unique blend of independence, resilience, and nonconformity. They challenge societal norms and expectations not to rebel, but to remain true to themselves. They are not easily swayed or brainwashed by society. Instead, they remain steadfast in their beliefs and principles. So there you have it, the intriguing world of Sigma males.
He was always the outsider, the man who moved through life without seeking approval, without needing validation. He never craved attention, never played by society's rules, and never cared for the superficial games people played. They mistook his independence for arrogance, his solitude for weakness, and his silence for submission. But what they failed to see was the power behind his restraint. A Sigma male doesn't react to petty provocations. He observes, he waits. And when the moment is right, he makes his move, not out of emotion, but out of precision. There comes a time when every underestimated Sigma male decides he's had enough. Enough of the disrespect. Enough of the fake smiles and hidden agendas. Enough of people thinking they can walk over him without consequence. And when that moment arrives, the entire game changes. Because a Sigma male doesn't fight battles. He ends them. This is the story of what happens when the world underestimates the wrong man. Now that you know who Sigma males are, how do they differ from the more commonly known alphas and betas? As we delve into the world of Sigma males, it's important to understand that they are not just a variant of alpha or beta males. They are a category unto themselves, with their own unique traits and behaviors. Let's start with the alphas, the leaders of the pack. Alpha males are assertive, outgoing, and confident. They thrive on social interaction, and their dominance is often established through physical strength, wealth, or charisma. They are the ones who make the rules, lead the pack, and enjoy the spotlight. Betas, on the other hand, are the peacekeepers. They are often more reserved, preferring to avoid conflicts and maintain harmony. They are the dependable ones, the good listeners, and the supportive friends who are often overshadowed by their alpha counterparts. Now, enter the Sigma male. Sigmas are the lone wolves, the ones who march to the beat of their own drum. They are self-sufficient, independent, and often introverted. They don't seek leadership like the alphas, nor do they crave the approval of others like the betas. The Sigma male is comfortable in his solitude. He doesn't need a social hierarchy to define his worth. Instead, he finds fulfillment and contentment within himself. He is not swayed by societal norms and expectations, but rather, he creates his own path. While alphas and betas often find their identity within the dynamics of a group, Sigma males are self-contained. Their strength lies not in dominance or compliance, but in their resilience and adaptability. They are the masters of their own fate, the captains of their own ship. This is not to say that Sigma males are superior or inferior to alphas and betas. Each has their own strengths and weaknesses. It's just that Sigma males operate on a different wavelength, and their approach to life is what sets them apart. Unlike alphas and betas, Sigmas are free-spirited and less concerned with social norms and expectations. They are the enigmatic wanderers, charting their own course in the vast ocean of life. Diving deeper, what goes on in the mind of a Sigma male? What makes them tick? Let's delve into the fascinating world of the Sigma male psychology. These unique individuals are often characterized by their introspective and independent nature. They tend to value solitude, not because they dislike company, but because they enjoy their own. They are the thinkers, the philosophers, the observers of life's intricate tapestry. Sigma males are driven by their need for self-understanding and self-improvement. They are on a constant quest to learn more about themselves and the world around them. They are motivated by a desire for personal growth and a thirst for knowledge that is almost insatiable. They are not afraid to question the status quo and challenge societal norms. They don't follow the crowd. Instead, they carve their own path, even if it's the road less traveled. This might make them seem aloof or detached, but in reality, they're just marching to the beat of their own drum. The emotional landscape of Sigma males is just as complex as their thought processes. They tend to be introspective and self-aware, with a deep understanding of their own emotions. They may not wear their hearts on their sleeves, but this doesn't mean they are devoid of feelings. On the contrary, They experience emotions deeply and intensely, but they process them internally. Sigma males are also known for their resilience. They have the ability to weather life's storms with a calm and steady demeanor. Their emotional strength is rooted in their ability to maintain their composure in the face of adversity. They don't let external circumstances dictate their inner peace. At the same time, they have a knack for empathizing with others. They may be quiet and reserved, but they are keen observers of human behavior. They understand others' emotions and perspectives often better than they understand themselves. In sum, the psychology of Sigma males is a complex interplay of introspection, independence, resilience, and empathy. They are not just the quiet ones in the corner. They are deep thinkers, resilient warriors, and empathetic friends. Sigma males, with their introspective and independent nature, offer a fascinating study in psychology. Ever wondered how Sigma males navigate the complex world of relationships? Well, let's dive into the fascinating waters of their interpersonal dynamics. Unlike their alpha and beta counterparts, Sigmas don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. Their reserved nature may be misunderstood as disinterest, but in reality they simply prefer to observe and understand before diving headfirst into emotional entanglements. In romantic relationships, Sigma males often take a non-traditional approach. They're not ones for grand gestures or public declarations of love. Rather, they express their affection in subtle, understated ways. They value deep connection and authenticity over superficial charm. It's like they're saying, "I don't need to shout from the rooftops that I love you, because my actions will speak louder than words." Now let's talk about friendships. Sigma males typically have a small but tight-knit circle of friends. They value quality over quantity, cherishing those few relationships where they can truly be themselves. They may not be the life of the party, but they are the ones you can count on for a meaningful conversation at the end of a long day. Their quiet, introspective nature also makes them great listeners. They're not interested in petty gossip or small talk. Instead, they're the ones you turn to when you need a thoughtful perspective or a sounding board for your deepest thoughts and fears. But it's not all smooth sailing. Their tendency to keep to themselves can sometimes lead to feelings of isolation or misunderstanding. They may struggle with expressing their emotions, leading to occasional clashes or miscommunications. But once a Sigma male lets you into their world, you'll find a loyal, caring, and deeply thoughtful partner or friend. Finally, one word of advice for those lucky enough to be in a relationship with a Sigma: patience is key. They may take their time to open up, but once they do, you'll be rewarded with a bond that is deep, genuine, and lasting. While they may not be the most outgoing or expressive, Sigma males possess a depth and sincerity that can make their relationships truly meaningful. But being a Sigma male isn't all about quiet strength and independence. There's a darker side to this personality type. Sigma males, the introverted, self-reliant individuals of the social hierarchy, often find themselves immersed in a world that doesn't quite understand them. This misinterpretation can lead to a series of challenges and downsides that paint a somewhat shadowy picture of the Sigma lifestyle. One of the most poignant challenges is the feeling of isolation. While Sigma males are comfortable being alone, this does not equate to them wanting to feel lonely. There's a stark difference between the two. Loneliness can creep in when their self-imposed solitude starts to feel more like an exile than a choice. Alongside this, Sigma males might struggle with societal norms. Their inherent nature to drift away from the crowd can lead to misunderstandings and misconceptions. They may not care for societal standards or expectations, but this can sometimes result in them feeling alienated or out of sync with the world around them. This detachment can also cause potential misunderstandings with others. Sigma males are self-sufficient and rarely feel the need to explain their actions or feelings. This reticence can lead to misinterpretations, as their actions may not always align with what society expects. Moreover, their desire for solitude and their need to live life on their own terms can sometimes come across as aloofness or indifference. This can make it difficult for others to connect with them on a deeper level, causing potential strains in relationships. It's important to remember, though, that these challenges do not define the Sigma male. They are simply the flip side of the coin, the shadows that accompany the light. They are a part of the journey, the price paid for choosing to live life on their own terms. In essence, the life of a Sigma male can indeed be a lonely one. They may walk a path less traveled, face misunderstandings and societal disapproval, but remember, it's a path they willingly choose. It's a testament to their strength, their independence, and their unwavering faith in their own capabilities. The life of a Sigma male can be a lonely one, but it's a path they willingly choose. So, how does a Sigma male navigate his way to self-fulfillment? Let's delve into the journey of a Sigma male towards self-actualization. Unlike alphas or betas who might seek validation or status, Sigma males strive for personal growth and individual accomplishments. They are the lone wolves of society, the free thinkers, the ones who carve their own path rather than following the beaten track. The Sigma male's pursuit of self-actualization often begins with introspection. He is a deep thinker, constantly questioning, probing, and analyzing his own thoughts and actions. He's not one to shy away from self-criticism. Rather, he embraces it as a tool for growth. Being fiercely independent, the Sigma male values his autonomy. He doesn't seek to fit into societal norms. Instead, he cherishes his unique identity and cultivates it. He's not driven by the desire to impress others, but by the urge to improve himself. This independence is not about isolation, but about self-sufficiency and personal freedom. But the journey to self-actualization is not always a smooth one. It's a path laden with trials and tribulations. Yet the Sigma male is not deterred. He views these challenges as opportunities for growth, stepping stones on his path to becoming the best version of himself. One of the key aspects of this journey is the Sigma's quest for knowledge. They are lifelong learners, always seeking to expand their horizons. They are not limited by conventional wisdom, but are open to new ideas and perspectives. This thirst for knowledge fuels their personal growth and brings them closer to self-actualization. However, it's important to remember that self-actualization is not a destination, but a journey. It's about continual growth and improvement. The Sigma male understands this. He knows that he's not perfect, but he's constantly striving to be better. In essence, the journey to self-fulfillment for Sigma males is not about reaching a specific endpoint. It's about the journey itself, the growth that comes with it, and the satisfaction derived from knowing they're living life on their own terms. For Sigma males, the journey to self-fulfillment is a solitary but rewarding one. In a world that often misunderstands them, Sigma males remain enigmatic and intriguing. They stand as the quintessential lone wolves, unbound by societal conventions or the need for external validation. Their unique aura is a testament to their individuality, and it is precisely this that draws intrigue and, sadly, misconceptions. Often, Sigma males are mistaken as aloof or detached, their quiet demeanor mistaken for indifference. But make no mistake, this is far from the truth. Their introspective nature is not a sign of disinterest. Instead, it's a sign of a profound inner world that is rich with thoughts and ideas. They are not disengaged. They are deeply engaged, but with themselves, their thoughts, their passions. Another common misconception is that Sigma males are antisocial. But let's clear this up. They're not antisocial, they're selectively social. They value quality over quantity in their relationships, preferring meaningful connections over superficial ones. They may not be the life of the party, but they are the loyal friend, the thoughtful partner, the insightful mentor. The complexity of Sigma males often leads to them being mislabeled as mysterious or difficult to understand. While it's true that they can be hard to read, this is not due to any elusive or cryptic nature. Rather, it is because they are self-sufficient, independent thinkers who don't conform to societal norms. They are not puzzles to be solved. They are individuals to be respected and understood. Sigma males, in their quiet strength and unassuming confidence, challenge the traditional notions of masculinity. They don't seek to lead the pack or win the popularity contest. They seek authenticity, self-fulfillment, and inner peace. So let's set the record straight. Sigma males aren't cold, detached, or antisocial. They are introspective, independent, and authentic. They don't fit neatly into societal boxes, and that's perfectly fine. They are content in their solitude, finding joy and fulfillment in their own company. Sigma males, misunderstood by many, remain true to themselves, forever marching to their own beat. As we wrap up our exploration of Sigma males, what key takeaways should we keep in mind? The Sigma male is a unique, often misunderstood archetype. He is introverted, self-reliant, and nonconformist, shunning societal norms and expectations. Unlike the alpha and beta males, Sigma males are not driven by the need for dominance or acceptance, but rather by a profound desire for individuality and self-actualization. In relationships, Sigma males are genuine and committed, valuing deep, meaningful connections over superficial ones. However, their introspective nature and need for solitude can sometimes be misinterpreted as aloofness or indifference, leading to misunderstandings. Despite these challenges, the Sigma male's journey to self-actualization is an inspiring one. It is a reminder that it's okay to be different, to go against the grain, and to forge one's own path in life. Whether you're a Sigma male yourself or simply fascinated by them, understanding this unique personality type enriches our understanding of the diverse tapestry of human psychology.
8 ways Sigma males drive women crazy. Now, before you roll your eyes or dismiss this as just another dating myth, stick around. What you're about to discover is a blueprint that transcends ordinary social dynamics. Have you ever wondered why certain men, seemingly loners, make women go absolutely crazy? Welcome to the world of Sigma males. Our social fabric is woven with many threads, and among them, the alpha and beta males have long held the spotlight. Alphas, the assertive leaders, and betas, the cooperative followers, they've become the established archetypes of masculinity, but lurking in the shadows, there's another breed of men, often overlooked, yet undeniably attractive. These are the Sigma males. Sigma males are the wild cards of the social hierarchy. They operate outside the conventional alpha-beta structure, choosing solitude over social dominance. They're the lone wolves, the introverts, the quiet thinkers. But don't mistake their silence for weakness. Their strength lies in their mystery, their independence, and their unconventional approach to life. What makes Sigma males so alluring? It's their enigmatic nature. They don't follow the crowd. They forge their own path, and this independence is intoxicating. They're not out to prove anything to anyone. They're secure in their own skin, comfortable with their solitude. And this self-assuredness is a magnet for attraction. Their mysteriousness only adds to their charm. They're not an open book. They don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. They keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves, revealing only what they choose to when they choose to. This air of mystery keeps people on their toes, always guessing, always intrigued. And then there's their independence. Sigma males don't need a pack to validate their worth. They're self-reliant, self-sufficient, and they hold their own. This independence is not only appealing, but also inspiring. It demonstrates a level of confidence and self-esteem that is rare and refreshing. Sigma males are indeed an intriguing breed, aren't they? So let's delve deeper into their world. Sigma males are often called the lone wolves of society, but why is that? Well, let's dive into the heart of this intriguing moniker. Sigma males, much like their wolfish counterparts in the wild, exhibit a fierce sense of independence. They don't rely on the pack for survival, but rather thrive in solitude. They're the ones who choose to step away from the social hierarchy, preferring their own company over the noise and chatter of the crowd. This independence is not born out of shyness or social anxiety, but rather from a deep-seated self-sufficiency. Sigma males are fully capable of handling their own affairs. They're the ones who can fix a leaky faucet, balance their own finances, and cook a gourmet meal, all without batting an eyelid. They don't need others to validate their existence, nor do they seek approval for their actions. Now, you might be wondering, how is this attractive to women? Well, let's flip the script for a moment. Think about it. Being self-reliant means being able to provide, to protect, and to persevere. These are qualities that many women find deeply appealing. A Sigma male's independence signals strength, capability, and resilience, traits that are universally attractive. Moreover, the preference for solitude doesn't mean Sigma males are antisocial. On the contrary, they can be quite charming and engaging when they choose to interact. They value deep, meaningful connections over superficial relationships. This selective socializing adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to their persona, making them even more captivating to those who get to know them. But perhaps the most alluring aspect of the Sigma male's independence is the sense of freedom it embodies. Being with a Sigma male means being with someone who is unencumbered by societal expectations, someone who lives life on their own terms. So the lone wolf isn't lonely, he's simply self-sufficient, and that's an attractive trait. One thing that drives women crazy about Sigma males is their unpredictability. But what does that mean? Well, imagine a chess game where you think you've got your opponent all figured out, only for them to make a move that completely takes you by surprise. That's the essence of a Sigma male. A rogue knight on the chessboard of life, a wild card that defies prediction. They live by their own rules, creating a life that's as unique as their fingerprints. And this unpredictability, this refusal to be boxed in, can be very enticing to women. In a world where many fall into the trap of people-pleasing, Sigma males stand out. They're not rebels without a cause, but rather individuals who value their own path over societal expectations. They're like a breath of fresh air in a room filled with sameness, and it's this distinctiveness that makes them so captivating. Imagine being with someone who keeps you on your toes, someone who's as comfortable navigating the wilds of a forest as they are the labyrinth of a city. With a Sigma male, you never know what the next adventure will be. One day, you might find yourself exploring the hidden corners of a bookstore, and the next, you could be stargazing on a rooftop, discussing the mysteries of the universe. Now, this isn't to say that Sigma males are reckless or irresponsible. On the contrary, they're incredibly mindful of their actions. They simply choose to dance to the beat of their own drum. And it's this unpredictability that keeps the dance of attraction alive. But remember, unpredictability doesn't equate to inconsistency. Sigma males may be full of surprises, but when it comes to their values and principles, they're as steady as a rock. And it's this blend of unpredictability and reliability that creates a magnetic pull, a charm that's hard to resist. So if you ever find yourself drawn to a Sigma male, buckle up. It's going to be an exciting ride filled with unexpected turns and thrilling discoveries. In the world of Sigma males, expect the unexpected. Sigma males aren't the loudest in the room, but they exude a silent confidence that's hard to ignore. Now, wouldn't you agree that there's something magnetic about a person who doesn't feel the need to shout to be heard? A person who doesn't rely on flamboyant gestures or grandiose statements to make their presence known. That's the Sigma male for you. Their silent confidence stems from a deep-rooted self-assurance and a strong sense of self. They don't need constant validation or approval from others. They know their worth and they're comfortable in their own skin. And there's something incredibly attractive about that, isn't there? Think about it. In a world that's constantly shouting, screaming for attention, the Sigma male stands out precisely because they don't. They don't seek the spotlight, yet they're impossible to overlook. They don't strive to be the center of attention, yet they command attention in their own quiet way. This silent confidence of Sigma males is like a beacon, drawing people towards them. It's intriguing and captivating. It makes people want to know more about them, to understand what lies beneath that calm exterior. And this allure, this mystery, is what makes Sigma males so irresistible to women. Because let's face it, who doesn't love a good mystery? And Sigma males are just that, a mystery waiting to be unraveled. They don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. They don't bare their souls to the world. They keep their emotions and thoughts to themselves, creating an air of mystery that's as intriguing as it is attractive. But don't mistake their silence for indifference or their quietness for lack of confidence. Sigma males are anything but. Their silence is a sign of their strength, their quietness a testament to their confidence. They don't need to shout to be heard. They don't need to be loud to make a statement. Their presence alone is enough. And that's the beauty of the Sigma male's silent confidence. It's quiet yet commanding, subtle yet powerful. It's a trait that sets them apart from the crowd and makes them stand out in their own unique way. Who said you need to be loud to be confident? Sigma males have a mind that's just as attractive as their personality. Let's explore their intellectual appeal. What sets Sigma males apart is their deep-seated intellect. Unlike their alpha counterparts, who often resort to physical prowess and social dominance, Sigma males lean into their intellectual strengths. This isn't to say that alphas aren't intelligent, far from it, but rather Sigma males tend to exhibit their intelligence in more subtle and intriguing ways. Sigma males are often voracious readers, curious explorers of diverse topics, and thoughtful observers of the world around them. They may not be the loudest in the room, but when they speak, their words carry weight. Their thoughts and ideas are often the result of careful contemplation and deep introspection. They are the men who prefer philosophical debates over trivial gossip, who would rather delve into a profound discussion about the cosmos than engage in small talk about the weather. Their minds are constantly at work, often lost in thoughts, ideas, or even fantasies. This intellectual depth and curiosity can be incredibly appealing, especially to women who crave mental stimulation and meaningful conversations. Moreover, Sigma males have the ability to connect on a deeper level. It's not just about intellectual compatibility, but also emotional depth. They have the capacity to understand and empathize, to listen and provide thoughtful responses. This emotional intelligence, combined with their intellectual prowess, makes them captivating companions. It's important, however, to note that Sigma males aren't intellectual snobs. They don't look down on those who may not share their level of intellect or curiosity. Instead, they appreciate diversity in thought and are often open to learning from others. This intellectual humility, coupled with their thirst for knowledge, makes them even more attractive. But remember, every Sigma male is unique. While they may share certain traits, their intellectual appeal can manifest in different ways. Some may be more into arts and literature, while others might have a penchant for science and technology. What's certain is that their minds are a fascinating world to explore. So if you're into stimulating conversations and deep thoughts, a Sigma male might just be your cup of tea. Sigma males might not be your typical romantics, but they have a unique way of expressing love that's hard to resist. Let's delve into the world of unconventional romance, a realm where Sigma males truly shine. They are not the ones to shower their partners with roses or plan candlelit dinners. No, their idea of romance is far more intricate, deeply personal, and incredibly meaningful. Sigma males express love in a language that's unique to them, one that's rich with substance over style. It's not about the grand gestures or public declarations of love. Instead, it's about the small, subtle acts of kindness that hold a universe of meaning. They show their affection through actions, not words. A Sigma male might not write you a sonnet, but he'll remember your favorite book and surprise you with a first edition copy. He might not take you to a fancy restaurant, but he will cook your favorite meal, paying attention to every little detail you once mentioned. It's these thoughtful, personal gestures that make the romance with a Sigma male so captivating. They value quality time over anything else. For them, a perfect date might not be a night out in town, but a quiet evening at home enjoying each other's company. They would rather have a deep conversation under the stars than dance in a crowded club. They express love by truly understanding their partner, by knowing their dreams, fears, and desires. Sigma males also have a unique way of showing their commitment. They're fiercely loyal, and once they've chosen a partner, they stand by them through thick and thin. They don't play games or leave their partner guessing about their feelings. When a Sigma male loves, he loves deeply and wholeheartedly. So, for those seeking an unconventional romance, one that's based on understanding, respect, and sincere affection, a Sigma male might just be the perfect match. Their quiet, steadfast love can be a beautiful journey of discovery, one that's full of surprises and deep connections. Who needs cliched romance when you can have a Sigma's unique expression of love? We've delved into the world of Sigma males, but what does it all mean for you? Well, let's take a quick journey back through our exploration. We've peered into the enigma that is the Sigma male, the lone wolf who walks his own path with an air of quiet confidence. We've been captivated by their unpredictable charm that leaves you guessing and wanting more. We've admired their silent confidence, a trait that doesn't need loud proclamations to make its presence felt. We've delved into the intellectual appeal of Sigma males, their love for knowledge and the depth of their thoughts. And we've been intrigued by their unconventional romantic ways, straying from societal norms to create their own love stories. But why does understanding Sigma males matter? Why should we care about this particular breed of masculinity? Well, the answer lies in the richness of human diversity. In understanding the Sigma male, we're not just learning about a stereotype or a trend. We're opening our minds to the idea that masculinity isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. Sigma males show us that there are different ways to be a man. They challenge the traditional norms that often box men into restrictive roles. They exhibit independence, intelligence, and introversion, traits that are often overlooked in favor of more extroverted, traditional masculine traits. They show us that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to stray from the pack and carve your own path, that it's okay to be quiet and thoughtful, to be a listener rather than a talker, that it's okay to value solitude and independence, to prefer deep, meaningful relationships over casual socializing. And for those of you in the dating world, understanding Sigma males can provide a fresh perspective. It can help you appreciate the quiet, thoughtful man in the corner who might not be the life of the party, but has a world of depth and intrigue beneath his calm exterior. So, in the end, understanding Sigma males isn't just about dating, it's about appreciating the diverse forms of masculinity. It's about recognizing and valuing the many ways in which people express their identities. And it's about broadening our own understanding of what it means to be human. We've taken a fascinating journey into the world of Sigma males. Let's wrap up. We've delved into the enigmatic nature of the Sigma, the lone wolf who prefers his own company to the crowd. We've explored his unpredictable charm, that quality that keeps you guessing and longing for more. We've admired the silent confidence that radiates from him, making him irresistibly attractive. We've been captivated by his intellectual appeal, his love for deep conversations that challenge and stimulate. We've swooned over his unconventional romantic gestures, which are as unique as he is. And finally, we've unveiled the enigma, giving you a glimpse into the mind of a Sigma male. These are the traits that drive women crazy, the traits that make the Sigma male a force to be reckoned with. The world of Sigma males is indeed intriguing, and understanding them can add a new dimension to how we view masculinity and relationships. Remember, the Sigma male isn't just a type, he's a statement.
Imagine this. Someone throws an insult at you expecting a reaction, but you just smirk and walk away. The power of indifference, that's a Sigma male's secret weapon. Why do Sigma males seem unshaken by the chaos around them? Is it emotional mastery, psychological detachment, or just pure confidence? Picture this. You're in a heated discussion, voices rising, tempers flaring. Then, in the midst of it all, a Sigma male leans back, crosses his arms, and simply says, "All right." No arguing, no over-explaining, just pure, unaffected energy. That moment, that's where real power lies. As Carl Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. But Sigmas, they've already cracked the code. Sigmas aren't cold. They're just built differently. And in today's video, we're breaking down the 7 reasons why Sigma males act as if nothing bothers them. Watch till the end, because reason #1 will make you rethink how you handle life's toughest situations. Let's dive in, Sigmas. Reason number 1, self-sufficiency. Sigma males are the epitome of independence. Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, let's delve into it. Picture this. You're in a crowded room and everyone's seeking the approval or attention of others. But then, there's this one individual, standing in the corner, unperturbed by the chaos around him. He's not seeking validation, nor does he need support from the crowd. This, my friends, is the Sigma male. Sigma males are the embodiment of self-reliance. They are like islands in the sea of societal expectations and norms, untouched and unbothered. They don't wait for the world to give them a green light. Instead, they create their own path, forging ahead with a calm, unaffected demeanor. This independence is not about being a lone wolf or an outcast. It's about understanding that the only person you can truly rely on is yourself. Sigma males know that validation and support from others are transient, often influenced by circumstances and emotions. And it's this self-reliance that contributes to their calm demeanor. They are not swayed by the ups and downs of life. They are not bothered by external circumstances. Instead, they remain steadfast, their tranquility an anchor in the turbulent sea of life. This is not to say that Sigma males are emotionless or uncaring. Far from it. They feel deeply, but they choose not to let their emotions rule them. They understand that emotions are a part of the human experience, but they don't let them dictate their actions or decisions. Sigma males are like bamboo in a storm. They bend, but they do not break. They weather the storm with grace and resilience, standing tall once it is past. They understand that life is full of challenges, but they also know that it's how you handle these challenges that defines you. So if we were to sum up why Sigma males seem as if nothing bothers them, self-sufficiency would be the cornerstone. They are not easily swayed or bothered by external circumstances because they understand that the only constant in life is change. They remain true to themselves regardless of the chaos around them. Being reliant on oneself, Sigma males are not easily swayed or bothered by external circumstances. Second reason, emotional intelligence. Sigma males are masters of their emotions. Imagine a river, calm and serene on the surface, but beneath, a powerful current churns. That's the emotional world of a Sigma male, a depth of feeling that they navigate with the grace of an Olympic swimmer. They are adept at understanding, managing, and expressing their emotions effectively and appropriately, a trait that sets them apart in the spectrum of masculinity. One of the hallmarks of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Sigma males possess a keen understanding of their emotional states. They can identify and name their feelings, discerning the difference between frustration and anger, disappointment and sadness. Such clarity of perception allows them to respond to life's challenges with precision instead of reacting impulsively. Another aspect is self-regulation. Sigma males don't allow their emotions to dictate their actions. Instead, they exercise control, choosing when, where, and how to express their feelings. This doesn't mean they suppress their emotions. Quite the contrary, they acknowledge their feelings, but they don't let them hijack their self-control. Emotionally intelligent individuals are also empathetic, and Sigma males are no exception. They can tune into the feelings of others, understanding their perspectives, and responding with kindness and consideration. This empathy doesn't make them pushovers. Instead, it enhances their ability to navigate social situations efficiently. Finally, Sigma males are skilled in managing relationships. They communicate their feelings effectively, fostering meaningful connections with others while maintaining their independence. They don't shy away from difficult conversations, handling them with tact and diplomacy. All these aspects of emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and relationship management equip Sigma males with an emotional toolkit to navigate the turbulence of life. They recognize that emotions are not inherently good or bad. They're simply information about what's happening inside and around them. So when life throws a curveball, Sigma males don't flinch. They take it in stride, understanding that emotions are part of the human experience. They don't let emotions rule them. They rule their emotions. With such a command over their emotions, it's no wonder nothing seems to bother them. Moving on to reason number 3, Sigma males are nonconformists. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, in a world where everyone is seemingly racing to fit into predetermined molds and societal standards, Sigma males march to the beat of their own drum. They are the lone wolves, the individuals who choose their own path, not because they seek to rebel, but simply because they understand their own value and worth. They don't feel the need to conform to societal standards or expectations, and this greatly contributes to their unbothered attitude. Imagine for a moment being in a room full of people all dressed in black and white. Now imagine a single individual in the room dressed in vibrant colors. Some might find this individual strange or even out of place. However, this is a Sigma male. They are not bothered by the sea of black and white because they are comfortable in their vibrant colors. They are not swayed by the majority because they are secure in their individuality. Sigma males understand that societal norms are not a one-size-fits-all. They value their own principles and beliefs over societal expectations. This doesn't mean they are anti-society or rebellious, far from it. They simply acknowledge that they are unique individuals with their own set of values and beliefs, and they refuse to compromise these for the sake of fitting in. They see societal pressures as unnecessary stressors that distract from true self-worth and self-understanding. For them, it's not about being different for the sake of being different, but about being true to themselves. This firm belief in their own individuality allows them to navigate life without being weighed down by what others think of them. And so it is this nonconformist nature that gives Sigma males their unbothered attitude. They understand that they cannot please everyone and that trying to do so would be a futile and stressful endeavor. Instead, they focus on pleasing themselves, on living a life that is true to who they are. And because of this, they are not bothered by societal pressures. Not being bound by societal norms, Sigma males are not bothered by societal pressures. Fourth on our list, introspection. Sigma males are deep thinkers. These solitary wolves of society are often found immersed in their thoughts, constantly analyzing and understanding their actions and emotions. This introspective nature is not merely a characteristic, but a way of life for them. They are their own toughest critics and biggest fans, all wrapped up in one. In the labyrinth of their minds, they wander endlessly, contemplating their actions, their words, even their silence. They probe the depths of their psyche, seeking answers to questions they themselves have posed. They evaluate their feelings, dissect their reactions, and scrutinize their decisions. They are not merely content with being, they strive to understand why they are. This deep introspection is not a self-inflicted torture, but rather a journey of self-discovery. Sigma males take a mental step back, observing their thoughts and emotions from a distance, as if they were a third person. They do not shy away from their flaws, but instead embrace them, using them as stepping stones towards self-improvement. They are not afraid to confront their fears or insecurities, for they understand that these are integral parts of their identity. To the uninitiated, this constant self-analysis might seem exhausting, even overwhelming. But for the Sigma male, it is as natural as breathing. It is this introspection that enables them to unravel the complexities of their character, to comprehend their own strengths and weaknesses. It is what allows them to remain unfazed by the chaos of the outside world. The Sigma male does not seek validation from others, but finds it within himself. He does not let external judgments cloud his self-perception. Instead, he draws from his introspective nature to maintain a clear understanding of himself, separate from societal norms and expectations. This self-awareness, this deep understanding of themselves, makes them immune to external criticisms. They recognize that they are unique, different from the rest, and they embrace it. They do not let others' opinions sway their self-belief. They are secure in their identity, comfortable in their skin. With a deep understanding of themselves, Sigma males are not bothered by external criticisms. They stand tall amidst the storm, unshaken, unbroken, because they know who they are and they are proud of it. Reason number 5, adaptability. Sigma males are like chameleons. Just like these fascinating creatures, Sigma males are experts at adjusting their colors to suit their surroundings. But we're not talking about skin tones here, no. We're talking about their ability to adapt to different situations, environments, and even different groups of people. Imagine being dropped into an unknown city with just a map and your instincts. Many would panic, but not Sigma males. They would keep their cool, adapt to the new environment, and navigate their way around like they've lived there all their lives. It's the same with social situations. Sigma males don't conform to societal norms or expectations. Instead, they adapt and blend in. At a formal event, they can be the epitome of sophistication, engaging in intelligent conversations. At a casual get-together, they can be the life of the party, cracking witty jokes and sharing amusing anecdotes. But what's truly remarkable is that they do all this without losing their essence. They don't change who they are, they just adapt how they present themselves. They remain true to their values, beliefs, and principles, regardless of the situation or environment. This adaptability also extends to their emotional landscape. They don't let their emotions control them. Instead, they adapt and manage their emotions in a way that serves them best. If they're feeling stressed, they find ways to relax. If they're feeling angry, they find ways to calm down. If they're feeling happy, They let it fuel their productivity. And that's the beauty of Sigma males. They're like water, taking the shape of the container they're in, yet remaining fundamentally the same. They go with the flow, yet they have their own current. They adapt, yet they remain true to themselves. This adaptability is one of the reasons why Sigma males act as if nothing bothers them. They're not bothered by change because they're masters of adapting to it. They're not bothered by societal expectations because they know how to navigate them. They're not bothered by their emotions because they know how to manage them. Being so adaptable, Sigma males are hardly ever bothered by change. Sixth reason, independence. Sigma males are lone wolves. Moving on, let's talk about how Sigma males value their independence, and how this preference for solitude over company contributes to their unbothered attitude. You see, Sigma males are the embodiment of independence. They are like the lone wolves of the human world, preferring their own company over the crowd. This isn't because they are antisocial or dislike people, but rather they find comfort and peace in their own solitude. It's their secret haven, their personal fortress of solitude,